I walked into Costco for paper towels. I walked out with a kayak, 48 pack of socks, and 500 Duracell AA batteries, and a genuine crisis of identity.
It's becoming nearly impossible to step into Costco and spend less than $400.
And like, you got to have a plan. Like for me, I have to assess what day is it? What time is it? How busy is it going to be? How long is my list? Do I have time to like endeavor this? I love Costco.
It's not a 5-minute trip. It's an entire process.
It is a commitment, and you better be ready for it. Welcome to the Dad Squad episode on Just Costco Things. Today, we are talking about everyone's favorite place to go. For some of us, it is a challenge. For some of us, it is legitimately date night. For others, it is why we are going for that promotion because it turns out interest rates are up and that Costco Visa card, it hits. So to that end, let's talk about all things Costco. Let's open with this one, guys. Costco hits different for dads. Here's why. When we go into Costco, we get to step out of just provider mode and get to do provider plus fun, plus our own sort of discovery. And I don't just mean buying golf pants. I also mean other things. But what do you guys think of that? True? Untrue?
Yes and no. With my wife, like her name's Jen. Sometimes I call her the general. I get a list from the general. It's like, hey, and she knows me. If there's beverages on sale, sparkling water, flavored water, like I come home with like 85 cans that we don't have space to put it in. So sometimes it's like, hey, here's the list. We need to stick to it. Let's go. Other times, if I'm able to kind of be a little more freelance, ooh, watch out. It's fun.
Here's what I love about going into Costco. Every time you walk in, there's something new, right? Most grocery stores, you're getting the same thing every single time you go in. At Costco, there's different items on sale. And so when I walk in, I want to go through every single aisle. I'm scanning every deal. I'm scanning what new products they've launched. Whereas my wife, Chloe, she has a list and she's like, we are getting these 7 things and we're leaving. And I'm totally the opposite. I'm like, well, what about those new golf balls they just brought in? I have to get some of those.
But Jordan, it's a double-edged sword. Like, for example, they brought in some new mochi pancakes that were amazing. Like, my son loves them. And then guess what? They're gone. And like, I'm trying to find them anywhere. And it's the double-edged sword where they do kind of rotate stuff, but there's always fun stuff. And I've recently, and again, this is showing my age and showing the level of, I don't give a F. I wear Costco shorts. I wear Costco sweatshirts and I love them and they're cheap. And the bad thing is when I want to go back and get more, they're gone. So Costco, let me buy these things online. Can you have some old kind of labels and old versions? Like, I want to get these shorts back.
It's high quality stuff, man. And I don't know if you saw that image going around the internet, but Tim Cook was just spotted wearing a blue button-down Costco shirt.
No way.
Everybody, yeah.
Jimmy.
Like, that is amazing.
He's coming up on retirement and he is gunning it to the finish line. He is not fooling around. He is ready to get on that golf course. Jeff, what you're saying with the disappearing good stuff is so true. We ended up buying a chest freezer for our garage because so often we would go through exactly what you just described, and especially with little ones, they don't want to hear about supply and demand and ordering trends and algorithmic decisions no. They're like, I wanted those mochi pancakes and we're going to have a real problem here, Dad, if those don't show up in the next 5 minutes. So,
John, I'm surprised your kids don't understand all of that at this age.
I actually just read some words that were typed here. Did I say it right? Algorithmic. I just want to check.
Yeah, I'm sure they know both macro and microeconomics at this age. They're getting the supply chain rundown. By the way, John's brilliant. But I do want to give you some real world impacts of this. My son Lucas has a very particular palate. He eats like a bodybuilder. So the same thing for breakfast every day, then a different menu item for lunch, but he eats the same thing for lunch every day, then the same thing for dinner. Breakfast was this breakfast sausage from Costco. And we'd buy it, obviously, these huge things. We'd take it out, we'd freeze some of it. Costco stopped selling it. So I had to call Costco and find out what brand it was. Then I had to track it down. And fortunately, Safeway, our local grocery store, has it. But when we're getting low, my wife's like, hey, you need to go on a sausage hunt. She literally calls it a sausage hunt because we've tried every other sausage. He won't eat it. So it's that stuff has real world impacts of just kind of pulling the rug out from underneath us. But fortunately, we found a solution.
And give Costco credit where credit is due. I feel like they do a phenomenal job of vetting companies and brands and products before putting it on the shelves. Every time there's a new product, I'm very open to trying it because I have that confidence in the back of my mind, like this is going to be high quality. And most of the time it is.
And even if it's not, you can return it. And so they have that sort of pressure to like, these things better be great. I was in line the other day and I watched somebody returning kiwis, which I wasn't aware that was something a person could do. But he was returning a bag of kiwis, which was stunning to me. But it is a perfect opportunity for us to tell our own return stories, let's get out, like this is half confession, half story time. Because we've all seen that person rolling up with the the bald tires to the return line at Costco. I don't know how many of us have actually done that. But how about you guys? Any particularly nefarious returns on your customer history at Costco?
I do have one. Growing up, we had a boat, and it was my favorite thing to do on the weekends was go out to the lake with my dad and family, and we'd go wakeboarding, we'd go wake surfing and tubing, and we bought this beautiful brand new tube from Costco, and we wore that thing down, man, for 2-3 years. We had that thing out on the lake, and finally it met its match. And one day there was a hole in it and air started coming out and it popped, and I wanted another tube. And so my dad was like, well, if you want, you can return the tube. And I'm in high school at this point. I'm like 16 or 17 years old. And so
Go ahead.
Yeah, I tried to come up with an elaborate story in my mind. And then I settled on the fact. I was like, you know what? I just have to be honest. And if they take it back, they take it back. If they don't, they don't. And so I just told him, I was like, look, we've had this old tube for a while. It doesn't work at all. There's a hole in it. But is there a way I can take it back? And the Costco customer service rep was like, yeah, of course. Go get a new one.
Of course. But it's so true because you think about, everybody knows you can return everything and anything to Costco, but it doesn't make your trepidation or my nervousness when my wife gives me, hey, I need you to return these to Costco. Then I look at the receipt and it was 9 months ago and they're beans or something. And it's do I need to have a story? But guess what? I always do. I kind of go, hey, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with these. My wife sent me here with the receipt and I just give it to him and I kind of smile. And I'm just crossing my fingers. And it's one of these things when I get the receipt back that shows the return, I take a picture, send it to my wife. I'm like, yes, accomplished. But it is nervous. It's can you really return stuff to Costco? I think the answer is mostly yes.
Picturing you, Jeff, with holding up your Costco receipt like a fish that you have caught, and you're like,
I'm telling you, these are the things that these are the things that some different things turn on your wife's doing these things for Jen. Oh man, you would have thought I took her out to the nicest dinner. Oh my gosh, yes, return. So hey, you got to figure out what makes your wife get excited and save money at the same time. And if you can do both those things, you might be a good husband.
I will say I love walking past the customer service desk on my way out and just listening for the stories of people who are returning things and the elaborate stories that they have come up with on their own. And most of the time, the Costco workers just don't care. They're like, yeah, we'll take it back.
Cool story, bro. It makes me want to just from now on, whenever walking out, as you're preparing your receipt, that you pray you haven't somehow lost in the 30 feet from the checkout stand to the door, which has happened. It makes me want to just walk past the checkout line and look for the worst return and just make eye contact with the person doing it. Just go, you man.
Nice.
I see you. Get it. I see you. Here's one. I wonder, have you ever had this experience? You're going through Costco, you have a list, you've done some triangulation on what it's going to cost, maybe a little bit of napkin math. But halfway through, you stop and you look at it and you think to yourself, okay, I've got, some berries. I've got maybe a keyboard. I've got some meat, so on and so forth. And it looks like about $250 worth of stuff. And then you get to the check stand and it was $700 worth of stuff. Have you ever had that experience of just cart shock?
Well, and especially I'm a numbers guy. I just if I'm stepping upstairs, I'm counting them in my head. So I'm always thinking in numbers. So I'm always guessing, I think this is going to be $382. It's not like I'm tallying it up as I go, but I'm just ballparking. And when it's if I'm off by 30%, I'm like, what is going on? Either I bought something I shouldn't have or prices are going up. And obviously I think we're all experiencing that, but it's I kind of feel like I lost in my tally. And also oh man, this is a lot more than I thought. How about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I feel like it happens every time. I'm always way off. Chloe and I like to guess, and I'm never right. There's when I'm scanning up and down the aisles, I'm like, do I need that 36 pack of paper towels today? I just got one last week, but hey, why not? I just end up getting too much.
Kelly and I will sometimes play The Price is Right, and whoever gets the closest to the number without going over, the other person makes dinner that night. Using the ingredients from that shop, usually. It's a lot of fun. We should play the theme song next time we're at the check stand. Give those folks something.
John, that's like the perfect Costco date day / date night. Because like Jen and I go to Costco, nights and weekends are busy for us with the kids. And so if we want to spend some time together, I almost missed this podcast today. I almost forgot because she had to drop me off to my car. And then we're like, hey, do you want to go to Costco? No joke. And then I'm like, oh, I have to record a podcast today. But I was looking forward to our little date. We go there, we get stuff. She has to get some stuff for her work. So we get these big, giant orders, and it's just a lot of time for us to talk. Your little thing about not going over, guessing without going over, has to cook dinner. You're just extending the Costco date night. I love that. Yeah. I'm going to have to do that for sure.
We do a circle back. We can see each of us, we can keep score. See how it goes.
That would be sweet.
Speaking of cool stuff that happens at Costco, we've got some fun facts about Costco to pepper into our podcast today. One of them is there's an urban myth, or is it, that many Costco products are actually the same exact thing as the private label brands or the big name brands that you'd see right next to them on the shelves. And we have found conclusive evidence that this is, in fact, true. Costco negotiates for volume purchasing, and it looks like this may have started with their famous shampoo, which is probably in everybody's shower listening to this around the world, I'm sure, and now extends out to nearly every part of the business, from water to even in some cases meats, and certainly in their frozen vegetables, which is incredible. So good on you, Costco. Way to negotiate for the little guy here.
And what I'll add, what I think is cool is obviously it's the Kirkland brand, but do you know why it's named Kirkland?
I have no idea.
It's because it's based out of Seattle, Washington, but the city where it was founded was Kirkland. So I kind of love that they're paying homage to their roots. I just think that's super simple, but super cool way to kind of go, nope, this is who we are. This is us. This is our brand.
That is awesome. We're talking about the kind of dads that we become, right? When we go in there or maybe are around Costco. It seems like there's some archetypes here, right? Like Jeff, the counter, Gordon, the journeyer. I find myself somewhere in the middle. I find myself as the maybe casual optimizer. I'm always curious to see, could we shave a little bit of time off? Because, with a 3-year-old, right around that last turn of the aisle, it's snack time or tired time. So that last 5 minutes can be a real make or break for us. So this is not just because I don't want to leave Costco. Let's be perfectly frank. I would live in Costco if I could, which, by the way, they are building apartments on top of a couple of their stores. So
I did not know that.
John, this is going to sound super creepy, but I would love to be in the security room watching the CCTV of you shopping at Costco in your casual optimizing. I think your casual optimizing is super optimizing for most people. That would be really fun to watch, especially
aisle 12.
Yes.
What's wrong with that guy? Is he just he's been staring at the wall for 4 minutes, for four fiscal minutes. What's wrong with that?
And then you see John, why is this drone following me? Because we'll have a drone on you too. I might have to do some recon here and do some undercover Costco watching of my friend John here.
Dude. I can just picture John straight to the berry section. And the kids are like, Daddy, what about the sweet potatoes? That's not on our way. That's on the way out.
Yes.
Eyes forward, kid. We're on a berry mission right now. Those blueberries ain't gonna save themselves. I have to say, this morning we were making breakfast and we were making eggs, and we are down to 5 of our brown organic eggs left. And I felt a true spark of joy because it meant that tomorrow, which is Saturday, is now going to be Costco day because the eggs are the ultimate.
So that's a good question then to ask next is, how do you feel about going on the weekends and during peak busy hours? Because it's different than going on a weekday at noon.
I don't know if you saw my response when John said he's excited to go to Costco on Saturday, but that is not my idea of excitement. That's like if it's required. If I have to go, I will. But no, weekday, during the day. I know a lot of people can't afford it, don't have the kind of freedom to do that. But if you can, weekday, during the day, so calm.
Important to qualify, not to brag, but we are executive members. So kind
You
of
get
a
in
big
an hour
deal.
early.
But that does mean you can get in at 9 o'clock. And that 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour in Costco is possibly the most beautiful thing that has ever happened in humanity. It's really, truly wonderful.
It's kind of like VIP access to a concert, you know? Like easier to get into the restrooms, better food. Like getting in there an hour early, especially when you know the stocks or the shelves are fully stocked. It's like, I hear you. But still, to go on a Saturday,
It's like Jordan when he goes to any hotel ever.
Just VIP concierge right away. I will say I've driven by Costco at around 8:30 some days, and I've seen people waiting in line to get in at 9. Is that normal, John?
It is not, in my experience, unless there is a Pokemon card. There's a whole culture around Pokemon cards at Costco where they'll have these elite trainer boxes or ETBs, and they limit it to two per person because basically you'll buy them for $50 and then people turn around and sell them on Facebook Marketplace for $150 within the same minute. So it's basically like free money for scalpers. But you were probably observing a wild Pokemon shopping line appeared.
So here's a good question for you guys then. Trivia question. What do you think the most expensive item is at Costco?
that's like sold there routinely? Or is this like a seasonal?
Why not? Like ever or right now?
It's not at every location, I'll say that. And I don't believe they're always in stock.
Caskets.
Okay, so it's something that's
Caskets.
plural.
That's a good one. It's not caskets. I'll give you the price point. Prices ranging from $100,000 to $300,000.
I'm going to say prefab homes.
Oof, that's a good guess, but not correct.
High-end electric vehicle like a Lucid.
Also a great guess, but even more expensive. Diamond rings. Very specific diamond rings that they have in stock at specific locations that range from $100,000 to $300,000.
Wow.
That is impressive. I was not expecting that.
Well, Costco, if you decide to be a brand partner for us, we would love to represent your diamond ring collection here on the Dad Squad cast. So
Absolutely. And this is a fun one. While we're at it, what do you think the cheapest item is sold at Costco? You guys should be able to get this one.
is it the hot dog? It's got to be the hot dog.
Jeff, what's your guess?
I mean, what's less than a hot dog? The bottled water, it's a quarter.
Oh, my Claude is incorrect. My Claude has it as the hot dog at $1.50, but Jeff is correct. They do sell water bottles for a quarter.
In the vending machine. That's
In the vending
right.
machine.
Hey, Costco, I love you. Man.
Kirkland slayed it.
Man.
One thing that I will give Costco a ton of credit for is you think back to the pandemic. Remember when the toilet paper shortage crisis happened? Somehow Costco is able to manage. They just know how to manage chaos, like being a kind of a wartime, company or wartime employee. I don't know how they did it, but even going there in 2020, 2021 and the toilet paper crisis, like they made sure they did the best they could. And it was more pleasant than any other store I went to during that time.
Seriously. Yeah, they were like a refuge during that time.
Like
Two fun facts about Costco to throw in to pepper in here. Gold and silver and sometimes platinum have become some of the most sought after items sold in Costco's to date. As it turns out, sometimes they won't adjust the spot price of those precious metals until the back half of the day. So if something spikes by 5 to even 10% in the morning, someone could be buying basically at a 10% discount, which is pretty cool. So there's a whole occult following on Reddit where they help each other find where they're selling. And they do limit number of purchases. So
And I actually read this morning, John, that 2 years ago, the gold bars that Costco sold were priced at $25.99. That same gold bar today is worth about $5,000. So not a bad return.
Not a bad and John, like what you're discussing, that's I never thought you'd have precious metal arbitrage trading at Costco.
right,
That,
alongside cheese balls. Yeah. You want pita chips or you want arbitrage? Which one?
yeah, I'm going to Costco to do some arbitrage trading, honey. Want some flaming hot Cheetos as well?
You go corner the precious metals market, sweetie. No big deal. Bring home a chicken bake. Yeah.
I mean, there has to be somebody who's doing this. Like, please, in the comments, let us know. Give us your take. I want to hear how you've been arbitrage trading at Costco on precious metals.
Well, that takes us to our second fun fact, which is related. And that is that with the Costco Visa card, you actually still get your cash back on those gold, silver, and platinum purchases. So There is a big hack, but there's even more to it. The rabbit hole, my friends, it does get deeper. The shop card.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
So the shop card is the big hack. And I got to give this one to my wife. She discovered this. And now I didn't realize this was such a thing. But the thing is, shop cards, you can buy those with credit cards that give you 5x points that you could not otherwise use at Costco. So you get 5x points, and then you use those shop cards, and there you go. You get a huge, big max ROI. That's a great pro tip, but it's nowhere near as good as the kind of knowledge that you will get following Counting Countries on Instagram and TikTok, where you can learn so much more about the points game.
Well, here's the thing. I'm in this space. As you said, I talk about credit cards every single day. I know every credit card like the back of my hand, what the best things are to purchase with them to get the most points per dollar, how to redeem those points for free luxury travel. And you still just blew my mind. This is something I have never even thought of or considered. And so, man, kudos to you and your wife. That's fantastic.
Look at that. The student educating the teacher.
Let's celebrate by going and buying some silver bars. What do you think? Costco, we would love to represent your silver bars here on the Dad's.
You know what would be a lot of fun in a future episode is we all throw in some medical glasses. We get a list and, we go for it. See, gets there quickest, gets the best kind of one or two alternative items, and we get graded by the fans. I would love to compete. It's kind of like remember Shop Till You Drop?
Yeah.
Yes. Put a 3D camera on the hat and just get after it.
Maybe when we throw in those backpacks and do some live streaming while we're doing it, that would be a lot of fun.
That would be amazing.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Folks, if that's something you want to see, drop it in the comments. Head over to the Discord. Let us know in the squad chat over there. We can do that. We can make that happen. All right. That takes us into the back 9 of our time here today. And we all know what that means. It's time for Hot Dad's Hot Take. Hot takes! Happy to lead in on this one. Here is my hot take for Costco. Here's the thing, dads. If you can't navigate a Costco parking lot on a Saturday morning between the hours of 10 and noon, you are not ready for leadership. Sorry. Them's the breaks, kid.
That's pretty wise.
That will test your patience. That will test your relationship with your spouse looking for a parking spot. That tells you a lot about a person. I like that.
You're behind the wheel and you missed that parking spot. Counseling.
So, John, I mean, when you go in as your kind of you're a casual optimizer, are you looking for the closest available, or do you have a spot where you want to go in general? I'd love to hear your take on parking spots.
My take on parking spots is far and clear. So way out and back. I'm in employee parking. People are looking at me wondering if I'm just going to bring in some carts because I'm about to start my shift. Because here's the thing. There's a whole lot of kids in those parking lots, and I am not trying to get those door dings. And I'm not trying to get chased around while I'm just trying to put my groceries in. So we're out and back. We're taking our time, and we're just hanging. Because the other piece is those spots are always there, and I'm not going to spend 5 minutes circling instead of 2 minutes walking.
Great point.
That's a lesson I learned kind of early in life is why waste the time? And it's okay to walk 60 extra feet. So yeah, I'm with you. I kind of have my row that I like to park in, my way to get there. Yeah, if I see one, great, I'll take it. But I'm okay going as far back as possible.
Yes, a little adventure, a little exercise.
Jeff, what's your hot take?
My hot take, I'm gonna put myself in John's shoes, and I'm gonna go to Costco on a Saturday. I know I don't like to, but I am. On a Saturday, show me your cart, and I'll show you your future. I know you've heard the old adage, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. But I mean it, walk through any Costco on a Saturday. I can tell you just from the cart who's dialed in at home and who has had 2 horrible weeks and is about to melt down. And it's, I hate to say it, it's kind of so where's your produce? Is it at the bottom? Is it underneath your bread? Is stuff melting because you got it first? Are you structured, organized? Do you have a plan? So show me your cart. I'll show you your future.
Cartstradamus over here. Reading futures like reading palms.
I would actually call me Costco-damus. By the way, Nostradamus, I did a book report on him in high school. Wow, that was a fun little rabbit hole to go down.
Jeff, what are some of the items that you would see in a cart that you would say, oh, that person is having a tough week?
I mean, I think if you have more than one giant extra large bag of Doritos, Fritos, Flaming Hot Cheetos, if you have more than one, I'll give one a pass. But more than one, we got to rethink some things. So you've had a bad week. You're looking forward to the games on the weekend, and then next weekend, one's enough. Or if you have ice cream sandwiches on the bottom of your cart, that means you went to them first. That means you're not thinking through this clearly. This thing's melting. But just, again, this is a little judgy-wudgy, but, I think it might be directionally accurate.
Priorities.
Well, that actually leads perfectly into my hot take. Because I'm really big into health and nutrition and fitness. And my hot take is that with Costco existing, there's no excuse to not be eating healthy, to not have a meal plan, and to not hit your goals of what you want to eat in a day. Here's why. The number one thing I hear from people is that they don't have time to cook, right? And so they end up going out and eating something else. Well, Costco has made it so easy to meal prep and to have quick meals that are healthy and nutritious available so quickly. My favorite one is the pack of pre-cooked chicken, and then they have Bibigo rice bowls that you throw into the microwave for 90 seconds. So you heat up the chicken, you heat up some peas or frozen vegetables, rice, put a little sauce on top, and you have a healthy, nutritious meal in less than 5 minutes. And I eat that every single day for lunch. I do the same with ground beef. I have some of their other rotisserie chicken that I like. And so they make it so easy to hit the macros that you want to hit, eat the right foods that you want to eat, which actually leads perfectly into one of the tools that we are providing for this episode. John, if you'd like to share.
Yes, the skill of the week. We're actually going to be dropping two. One is called the Costco Trip Commander, which allows you to select, and this is all, you're going to feel like you're a Navy SEAL invading a Costco here, and that's the energy we're going for. So it's going to ask you about how many junior operators you're bringing with you, kids, whether or not you have a co-pilot, spouse, your target items, what kind of sale things you're looking for. And it's going to ask you which warehouse you're going to, and it's going to actually map your casually optimized route for you while identifying hotspots to keep the kids away from, namely the toys, candy, and the large stuffies that are always there.
John, this is like your dream come true.
I mean, technically it is Claude's dream of whatever we were talking about coming to life. The second one is inspired by Jordan, and it is, in fact, a meal planning tool that will let you see not only what you want to buy, but also what's on sale at Costco so you can optimize your spend. And it does, in fact, use an API call, so it is sensitive to what's going on right now. It will look at Costco's website, and it will give you an actual search of what you should target buying today if you want to eat healthy. That actually brings us to our very last fun fact about Costco of the day. Did you guys know that Costco is, by leaps and bounds, some measure by a the largest seller of organic produce in the United States?
Whoa, I would not have guessed that.
Right? Like, I would have guessed Cisco or like some other sort of food systems. Nope, it is Costco, and it's mostly blackberries that we're buying in my house that are driving that.
And the 4 boxes of strawberries in my house each week.
Well, we got pears, apples, and avocados. And for those, yes, avocado is a fruit.
Again, we have to, last thing, we have to give Costco credit for the things that they do well. Not only selling, the most amount of produce in the United States, but also never raising the prices on the rotisserie chicken, on the food court items. How many of us here, I'll raise my hand, would continue to buy the rotisserie chicken if they increased the price to $6.99 or $7.99, $8.99? I think most of us would still buy it, right? But they have not increased that price. They did not increase the price of the $1.50 hot dog and soda. So most companies, maximize for profits, and Costco has said, we want that to be something that stays affordable for everybody. So I just think that's really cool.
Good on you, Costco.
While we're at kind of singing praises for Costco, like one thing we didn't touch on is the people. I don't care where you go into Costco, their workers, their employees are always willing to help. So it's, hey, you know where this is? It's not just going to go, they don't just point. They take you there. These people are always working. Like, I've never been to a Costco where the checkout lines aren't super busy. They're on to the next one, but they're efficient, they're pleasant, they're smiley. So I think it's got to be a testament to Costco's got to take care of their employees, but these employees work hard, trained well, and like look out for us who are on a mission while we're there. And it's just refreshing because there's only a few brands like that are kind of more service oriented or food oriented where I can count on one hand where I have a good experience almost every time with the employees.
Well, Jeff, you just unlocked a bonus fun fact, and that is, did you guys know that Costco exclusively promotes from within, apart from a very small handful of specialized folks who work at headquarters. Meaning, if you see somebody who is managing a Costco or even just managing the front end, that person started by pushing carts, decorating a cake, or moving pallets.
Wow.
So they get it. So they understand what everybody who's doing those things is going through. Their thesis is that makes them better leaders. And I think that their results that they post every single quarter very much validates that.
That's awesome. Any more fun facts? I love this. I'm learning so much.
All right. Bonus fun fact number 2. We kind of alluded to this, and I'm sure most people could guess this, but the scale of this one might be what surprises folks. The $1.50 hot dog and the rotisserie chicken are loss leaders. And for anyone who might not be coming from a business background, what that means is they sell it at a loss, meaning it costs them more to make it, give it to you than the money that they collect from you for it. They are estimated to lose $150 to $175 million a year on the rotisserie chickens, and some fraction of that on the hot dogs, something closer to 20 or 30 million. But we're edging up on $200-ish million of what is basically the best marketing in the world. So that's what they're eating so that we can get those delicious, tasty rotisserie chickens.
That's what they're eating so we can eat.
Ew.
Good. John, do you know, I'd be curious to know the number of rotisserie chickens sold per year, because I'm curious, even if they increase that price by 50 cents or $1, would they break even on that?
Let's find out.
Here goes
Let's
second
see.
brain.
These numbers are going to blow you away. 157.4 million rotisserie chickens were sold in fiscal 2025. This is the equivalent to 13.1 million per month, 431,000 per day. And that's across their 914 warehouses around the world, which is just bananas.
But so that's true then. If they raised the price of the chickens by $1, they'd break even and they'd save $150 million, and they have not done that. And so that's respect for me.
Totally. And just how tempting that would be, because to your point, Jordan, like, yeah, if it goes from 5 to 6, how much attrition are you really going to have? Crazy. That's awesome. I mean, John, you teased us with this kind of regional flavor in the food court, but it's also in the items too. You know, where I live, it has a really strong and heavy kind of Asian population. So we get some amazing Japanese, Korean, Chinese foods that like I don't see when I'm in the Midwest. So it's just
you have
so
some nice samples up there.
Yeah, they cater to the population, which is just another brilliant Costco move.
Well, let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about some of the regional food court items that you're going to find. All right, our friends up in Canada, America's Top Hat, here's what you've got. No chicken bake or no churro, but you will find chicken wings, chicken Caesar salad, which does actually exist here in Boston, French fries, and poutine.
Poutine. No.
Yeah, you got it. Jordan knew.
My gosh. I'm going to go up to Canada just for that.
It looks like there was a short run of hamburgers in California. I never saw a hamburger in California. Either of you?
It doesn't ring a bell. We get pizza there sometimes, but that's pretty much all I get from the food court.
Pizza.
Which is, by the way, it's enormous and it's $9.99.
Crazy.
That pizza, I feel like the pizza does not get enough love. Like, it is so good.
And if you want to make it even better, you take it home and put it back in the oven for like 10 minutes at like 180 degrees. Just gets a little crispier. It's good.
John,
In my research, I stumbled upon something called the forbidden hot dog. And apparently what you do, there's a few forbidden foods apparently at Costco. You take a chicken bake, you crack it lengthwise so it kind of like pops open like an envelope. You insert the dog, and then that is now your bun. And then you're immediately going to go ahead and take a 3-hour nap. That's how it works.
We can do a chicken baked dog eating contest after our Costco contest.
Absolutely. Okay, John, I've heard the Costco's in Japan have some really good menu items. Do you see anything there?
Number 1 on the list for Japan, Costco Japan, is clam chowder.
Ooh.
Which, sitting here in Boston and not seeing that on the menu at our Costco, I'm a bit perplexed. Costco?
In Bay Area for you, Jeff, no clam chowder up there either.
I don't think so. I would love to go to Costco in another country. Like that sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, even going to the Costco in Hawaii, which I don't know if you've ever been to Costco in Hawaii. It's a different experience and great. I need to go to Costco. If I'm going to Japan, I'm going to Costco. Hey, Jordan, you have to do the research for us. You go to countries all the time.
I will. I'm on it.
Our international Costco correspondent, Jordan.
I will take on that role happily.
He's got his earpiece in his microphone. I love it.
Coming to you live from Costco, Taiwan, where I am looking at mango shaved ice. Confirmed reports now of mango shaved ice.
Love that.
And chicken tenders in Canada as well. And apparently there's a huge cult following for the meat pies, the Costco meat pies in Australia.
I can get on board for that.
Doesn't say anything about whether or not it's full of deadly spiders or snakes, but it is Australia, so maybe.
That just comes on the side.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, though? I take back my flippant remarks about Costco's Northeastern offerings. There is something called a sausage and pepper sandwich here in Boston that is like a fairly known, and I've yet to get it, but I see people eating it every single time we go through.
And here's the thing with their food court is they don't like. I mean, I've obviously had the hot dog, had the pizza, but they don't put anything out that isn't like good tasting. So it's like, yes, I would of course try the sausage and peppers or the clam chowder. Like, I kind of feel like I have this really strong pull to go into Costco's in different cities now. John, I hate you. Why'd you do this
Jeff's
to me?
hungry now.
I am starving. Like, I literally might go to Costco right after this. See you guys later.
On this call, he's going to get up. That's your new Instagram channel, Jeff, is just you going to Costco's around the world and just eating their various offerings. I would watch. I'm already subscribed.
Like and subscribe and follow.
Well, folks, we hope that you've enjoyed this Costco episode. This has been Just Costco Things. Here's our challenge to you. Jump into the Discord chat and share your most unhinged return story or your favorite thing at the food court, or, and this is the big one, your favorite forbidden food court recipe. What is the thing that you are proud to eat, but hope that no one that you know sees you doing it?
I'm a happy man. I am thinking of all the things I can do.
Please keep your receipts to be checked at the door, and see y'all next week.
See you later.